Thank you, guys. One question I had, this is my fifth conference. I've actually been, over the last 10 years, I've come every other year. And I guess my question is I'm kind of towards probably the top end of the age bracket here, but what can I do to keep involved in the conference? What's the next step from LEAD that can kind of keep me involved in NAED?
Yeah, so Jason, you'll have that in your remarks, or as Chris takes the baton on Friday. The LEAD committee is a good first step. Made up of volunteers, typically for the LEAD committee, from a distributor perspective or distributors in the audience, NAED structure we probably should have started with. We're divided into 3 different regions. We've got a western region, a south central for more of the Midwest and Southeast, and the eastern region. So they typically, for the LEAD committee, like to have 4 distributor volunteers, if you will, committee members within each region. So the LEAD committee this year will be looking at that. Those that want to raise your hands or throw your name in the hopper, talk with the present LEAD committee. That's a great first step. Suppliers and manufacturers in the audience, Jason, we have probably 3 or 4 suppliers that step up and serve on the LEAD committee as well. So suppliers, that's a great first step also. Above that, as Allison said, we typically have task forces for any initiatives that we have. Each region has a council made up of 20, 23 some odd volunteers that step up on the council. That's a great first step as well. So I would say keep the communication lines open. Reach out to any of us when the need comes up. We'll reach out, or we're going to be looking for volunteers. Suppliers, and that was a big question too, Mark. Some of the feedback that we got from the supplier side. What else? What's the opportunity for suppliers in the audience? When we moved to St. Louis back in '97, we created a manufacturers council. Rick Angel with Lutron presently serves on our board of NAED, but we also have a sub-manufacturers council made up of 15 some odd suppliers as well. So suppliers in the room, that's a great first step as well. One of our liaisons is Frank D'Antona. He manages that particular council, but there is opportunity also on the supplier side to step up and serve on those councils as well.
And one last thing about the suppliers in the room, if your training is not on our Learning Center, just get with any of us. So you can upload your content, and then the distributors can take your training for free. So if you want more information on that, I have this sweet little PDF I can email you, we can answer any questions. It's not broadcasted as much, I think, as it should be, but I even have all of our courses that we offer. I have that little booklet with me. So if y'all have any questions, just come find me.
In your packets as well, we have NAED. We do too many acronyms. So we've got different task forces, different committees, different councils. In your packet kind of has a description of each different group that we have working. So you can kind of get a brief description of what those particular groups are, what they do, the term kind of commitment to each group. So there's a nice little handy kind of matrix that kind of spells that out as well.
So Jeremy Green, Gray Bar Electric. Question is for Allison over here. So familiar with Epic and the training that's involved there. I have a couple of folks that are in that. Seems like it's more product focused. What resources are available specific for sales skill set training?
We just revamped our CEP. So I heard before my day, I've been there for almost 2 years, you used to have to fly out to sit for an exam, which obviously cost even additional funds. Now everything's online, and it's a lifetime certification. So we partner with Florida State, which is one of the top sales schools in the U.S., and we have CEP sales and we have CEP management. I have part of my booklet I can show you, really, really fast. See, what other notes am I missing? Oh, and then so basically, I guess before, Brian, you have to help me out. Before, you used to just take the test, and now we actually have training behind it. So you can offer training and then take the test at the end. So if you have any additional questions, and then put the little emblem on your business cards, that kind of thing. to say that and we also work a lot with contractors, because part of the thing for me is, well, what if I get certified and the contractor doesn't really care if I'm a CEP certified? And now we're, work a lot with NECA, and so more and more contractors, if they see that little emblem, if they know that, they know to go to you instead of, someone that's more knowledgeable, that kind of thing.
I've got a comment and question. Those that I didn't meet last night, Larry Stern, chairman of NAED right now. By the way, so my theme this year, and it's kind of proven itself out here, and I don't know, I'm sure you didn't do this purposely just to support my theme, but as I had said, it's making the most of your membership. And what those fancy words really meant were that we've, as a NAED organization, have gone so far away from all the great resources and tools when we go to meetings to present information to people that I thought this year, at least while I'm around, that I'd like to bring it back to letting people know what all these tools and resources that you have. And you've gone through recruitment and retention. You've talked about technology. There's the educational programs. What I would, just to support that further, if you could tell what is a good way to learn more about all the capabilities, the resources, and the tools. And one thing I said at the first meeting introducing my year is that if I personally can get every member of NAED, I said, when I say member, it's the manufacturers and the distributors, because this is a manufacturer organization too, as there are here, to learn and start using one more tool or resource of NAED, I feel I would have accomplished something over the last year. So this is a great forum. If you could take a little time and just maybe discuss more in general how people can find out more about those resources and tools.
Great question, Larry. My predecessor, Anita Bauer, she just retired a couple weeks ago, and she'd always equate, we sit down in our IMARC meetings and AD meetings and, some of the marketing and buying group meetings. And NAD is almost like a full menu. You've got the appetizers, you got the full, entrees and desserts and tons of stuff. You go to the website, we've got a research tab, we got a resources tab, tons of information there. My recommendation, pick the 2 or 3 things. You're not going to start with everything. What are the needs? What are the immediate needs that you have personally, professionally, your team maybe? Let us know that. Part of our colleagues in St. Louis, we have a whole member services team, Christina McBain, Jennifer McKinney. Talk to them. Let us find out, they'll do a little mini needs analysis, if you will, find out what type of training you're looking for, what type of positions, what type of employees. We've got sample curriculum, we've got sample tracks. You really don't need to figure this stuff out. So have a dialogue. Give us a call, let us know kind of the pain points, the needs, and we'll kind of help navigate those waters. I would also recommend spend some time on our website. Those that registered, you have your own username and passcode to log in. All the tools are at your fingertips. The resources and the research tab, tons of information. All that's free. All that's available to you. Kevin does a heck of a job over the past 3 or 4 years. Spend some time on our YouTube page. We've got tons of video content, all different topics, all different resources. All that's available for your associates as well. So tons of great video content. Lastly, let us come to you. If it's been a while since anybody from NAED walked through your front doors or sat down with your team, we do that all the time. To go through the full menu, all the resources, it takes an hour and a half, a good hour and a half to go through that. But let's get the key team in, get your associates in, have more of a one-on-one with your team. We do that all the time. So I would encourage, reach out to myself, reach out to our membership team. If we need to come to you, we do that quite a bit, Larry, as well. So let us know if it's been a while, and we want you to get engaged, bottom line.
Any final thoughts from the panel? Otherwise, we're going to break, do a quick reset, and have our industry expert panel come up. Do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Jason, I think numbers-wise, this is the biggest group we've had in at least 5 or 6, 7 years. So thank you to yourself. Thank you for your companies for supporting this program. We want to continue to grow it. and have a great next couple days.
Right.
Share some ideas, meet some new people. Some of the other feedback that we got to our reply or to the survey: networking. Building your community of people to call on in a month, 6 months, year. Develop your framework. That's really what LEAD is all about. So make some good contacts over the next couple days. Let us know how we can help you, moving forward. So.
I would also piggyback off of Brian to say thank you all very much, and hopefully you guys can make it a competition when you guys go back to your companies, who gets to go next year kind of thing, because I get it, you have budgets and only so many people can go, that kind of thing, but I know a lot of companies that have even competitions, and it's a lot of fun. Also, if any of you guys happen to have your HR contact, and I haven't by chance spoken with them yet, I have connected with a lot of manufacturers and distributors. If you don't mind sharing that with me, I'm a new position for NAED, so I've built it from the ground zero for the last 2 years. So I try to stay on top of LinkedIn as much as I can, but with me being party of one, it'll help me out tremendously if y'all just send that email, CC who they are, just so I can do an intro call, learn more about your company. Every member is different. That's why I love it. And it would be a great help for me to let them know the offerings and maybe be a little bit more value add for them. So thank you.
And last thing, the best event is next. Just so you guys know, we're going to take a break and come back, and you're going to get a chance to ask questions to Tammy and Liz and Andrew. Who am I forgetting? Steve. Right. Okay. Know this. This is not their personalities, but some of their own employees are like, I would love to ask my boss a question, but I'm a little shy or a little. This is your chance. You get to do it in the next session that we're having. Unfiltered. Don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, is this going to be, it's not going to be embarrassing. They have such a wealth of knowledge and such amazing experience. Take advantage of what's going to happen when we get back from our break here and ask the question that you've always wanted to ask your boss but never did for whatever reason. And you are going to get a ton out of what they have to offer up. So be prepared for what comes up next. Don't be shy. Get those hands up in the air and ask these people the questions that you need the answers to, because I think that's really important. Okay?
Quick follow-up. There's a question in front about the LEAD conference, and maybe to echo Scott's comments on 39 to 35, we're trying hard to really build more of a continuation out of the conference. So it's not be here this year, come next year, and really no progress in between. So we're working on that. One of the post-survey questions you're probably going to get is, do you have ideas for how we can build that community? So be thinking about that. We'll try to get that question out there in the survey, and would love to hear your responses on how we build that ongoing LEAD community out of this conference. Thanks to the panelists. They're around obviously today and tomorrow if you have more questions for them. Great questions, great dialogue. Echo Scott's comments. You've got a lot of wealth of knowledge coming up on this stage shortly. It's a unique opportunity to really tap into their expertise, their experience, their talent. So to echo what Scott said, please ask those questions, even maybe holding back and wanting to ask somebody in the industry. It's a great time to get those out. So we're going to break for a short, probably 7 or 8 minutes. We're going to regroup and get the other panel up here. So enjoy a quick break. Thank you.